Man, we're starting this one on the side of the road. And even though it's Amazon, Amazon's not the main move today. We got to get this ITR back down to Otay and get off of this freeway. All right, coming at you with another trucking vlog. Got a little, this is doing a little ITR for Amazon, in transit recovery. I've called that thing a whole bunch of wrong terms, and I finally heard from somebody. I thought it was immediate trailer recovery. I was trying to come up with my own acronyms, and I come to find out it's in transit recovery. I've been watching this on their load board all morning long. They had it at a rate that was, didn't justify me coming up the risk of, getting on the side of the freeway, getting, it's if you're going to do these, they'll usually pay a lot for them. I waited until they came up to what I felt was a decent rate, and I took it. While I'm on the subject of Amazon, I should probably bring this up. This is actually the second load I've done for them in a month. The only reason I'm doing this one is it was a good fit for what else I have planned today, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But yeah, I'm in Alpine now. If you're not familiar with San Diego, El Cajon is just down the hill from Alpine, so it was a good way for me to kind of like get paid to go down there and go to work. But yeah, as far as Amazon goes, I know a lot of people know me as like the Amazon guy, that kind of stuff like that. I do other stuff in trucking. Amazon's just the stuff that I feel like comfortable with. I don't feel like I'm revealing too much of my business on Amazon because, let's be realistic, if you come to San Diego and you have a truck and you have the same grade as me, you're seeing and you have access to the exact same loads that I have access to. There's no skill in negotiation. I'm not saying there's no skill with Amazon, but I feel comfortable in showing it. I like being transparent, and it's just something I can't offer that level of transparency on some of the other stuff I do in trucking, because I understand that there's enough room for me to be there, but if I make it blow up on the internet, that could change. So yeah, it's Amazon's just felt comfortable for me to do this with. There's what you see is what you get with it. But what had happened with them about a month ago, I've never hid how I make money with them. I watch the load board 4 to 6 hours a day. I strategically put together a little night, and then I go out and I execute that night, typically running 100 miles or less, and typically bringing in around $800 to $1,200, depending on the night. I mean, sometimes that goes up, sometimes it goes down, but I'm talking averages here. Well, in that last week I worked for them, and when people back away from Amazon and they're like, oh, they don't respect their drivers, I'm always like, kind of in the back of my mind, I want to know, like, what exactly did they do? What exactly did they do? And with me, obviously, I'm still going to work for Amazon. I'm working for them right now. But with me, in that week, they ended up on 3 different nights canceling a lot of my loads. Something that I might have happened like once every 6 months happened to me 3 times in a week. I respond to a lot of spot capacity. There was 2 spot capacity offers that I responded to, where it was like, there was one of them that they put on there for $1,200. It was a good rate, and I responded back saying, yeah, I'll do it for $1,200. And then they called me back and they're like, oh, that was a typo. It was only supposed to be $700. And it's like, well, the only reason I'm on the phone with you right now is you said $1,200. And then they're like, oh, well, we have another driver who will do it for $750. And it's like, well, which is it? Is it a typo, or do you have another driver? Because the chances of both of those things being true, in my opinion, are slim to none. And it was like, never mind. Other carrier for $750. That sounds great for them. So I didn't take it. So with those things kind of happening, I've always kind of kept my ear to the street as far as what else is going on in trucking, what else is there. And I've always said with Amazon, the juice has to be worth the squeeze. I know there's Amazon to a lot of truckers online. They're kind of like, well, it's kind of like the laughing stock of trucking. You see all the stuff of like, oh, it's where the new people go. It's where the unexperienced drivers go. It's all that stuff. It may be those things, but I also think that, if you understand how Amazon works and you kind of see like how to kind of work their system a little bit, I think you can make decent money with it. But I just kind of, what had happened is other connections I have in trucking, the load board, play in the spot market. I do have a couple direct customers I deal with all this stuff. I'm always keeping track of what's the best use of my time and my equipment today. And for a lot of the time, it is Amazon. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Amazon is that good piece. But the second that they fall down to where they're just paying average, or even what I've seen lately is they're paying below average, it's like, absolutely not. I'm not going to I'm not gonna, if it was just running the loads for Amazon and that's all you had to do, I might consider it. But the fact of the matter is, it's like, you gotta do the loads, you've gotta collect enough evidence, because they're probably gonna hit you with something that you didn't do, like an app usage or a late load or something like that. And it's like, considering all the work I have to do with Amazon, as far as, you know, protecting myself, protecting my grade from Amazon, I expect to be paid more for that. And if they can't do that, then that's okay. I can go work somewhere else. Man, let's get out of this Amazon yard. I'm excited to actually be done with that one. I'd never mean to come across as like being like too disparaging for them or about them. It's funny, 2 loads for them in a month. Kind of a major problem with that one. I don't want to get like too much into it, but I mean, it was at an ITR location. The whole way there said it couldn't route me, and I saw that as like, well, okay, I talked to a person, I knew where the trailer was, but then the other problem was it was stuck on that screen. How do I get that arrival successfully detected? How do I, you know, enter in the trailer attached screen? There's just so many steps you can't do. 2 calls to ROC. They basically instructed me to run the trailer down here not using the app, and I said, I will do that if you'll put that in the load notes. They did, and hopefully everything goes okay. This is what I mean. I mean, look, I'm sure somebody watching me is like, oh, this guy, you know, he only works for Amazon when it's good, or, you know, he's an Amazon prima donna. I'm cool if you want to think that way. That doesn't hurt my feelings one bit. It is, I'm here. I am. I'm done with this load. The trailer's where it's supposed to be. If this were any other broker, they would be like, "Hey, good job," or, you know, you did the work, that type of stuff. And with Amazon, I'm carrying part of the load, part of the work with me as I leave, because I know that, like, okay, they're probably going to hit me for not using the app. They're probably going to hit me for not doing a step and attaching the screen. And it's like, yeah, I didn't do those things because your app wasn't working. And so it's just, we're getting ready to go do what the real load, what the real money is about today, and I'm going to take you through that. But excited to be done with the Amazon thing, because even though I'm done, I'm not really done. I'm kind of carrying some of that stuff still with me. So this is actually the main move here today. Not a lot of stress getting down here. I said, what time do you need me down here? They said anytime before 4:30. It's 1:30 now. Wouldn't you know, Amazon still has, I'm taking 2 of these. 2 brand new reefer trailers to the customer. Amazon still has that trip hung up in my queue. And if I were just doing Amazon today, I'd be freaking out about it. It's like, how am I going to get that next load booked? How am I going to do that? Fact of the matter is, this is the job today. I took that one because it fit into my schedule. Who doesn't want to get paid to drive down? I was going to drive down here anyway. I was doing Otay. And it's like, I just got paid on the way down here, so I'll take it. But yeah, Amazon's going to work out what's going on with that trip, and I'm gonna get these 2 trailers moved over to where they need to be. All right, drop number 2. I was gonna record drop number 1, and right when I got to get ready to turn the camera on, I kind of realized, I'm like, man, I don't know where I'm going. I knew where I was going, but it was my first time being there. There was a special little gate. I'll show it to you when we get there. I like having the confidence of just being able to, I know where I'm gonna go. So running these 2 trailers down here in Otay, probably about 3-4 miles a piece. What I am doing right now is called power only. It's pretty much like, it's kind of like Amazon, except it's not Amazon. Most Amazon loads are power only, but part of the reason why I picked these today is because they were paying all right for them. I mean, a lot of these power only moves, they do stuff. Be sure the back of the trailer is going to make it. Yes, sir. They will offer these loads as like loadout trailers, and I stay away from those. If you're not familiar with those, it's where they say, hey, move our trailer, you can keep it for 5 days, but move it 1,000 miles and here's $100. Your payment really is you get to use our trailer. I stay away from those. I mean, I see where if I ended up far from home and they needed a trailer brought to San Diego and I could put my own load in it and use their trailer, maybe in that situation, but I would stay away from those. I do. Unless it works for you. I mean, that's the thing. What doesn't work for me may work for you. I typically, on these like loads I get off of, like, I use DAT, Truck Smarter, that type of stuff. Occasionally I'll mess with Uber Freight. They're their own thing. They had some decent ones, van loads on there for Uber Freight the other night, paying like $7, $8, $9 a mile, something like that. You typically don't see them go that high. But what interested me in these were not loadout trailers. These were moves that needed to be done like right then and there, and they were paying for it. Now you might say, like, you got a dry van, dry van loads typically go for more than power only, and that is correct most of the time. I don't want to claim to be an expert on different types of trailers. I've only owned the one dry van. That's all I have experience in. I know some reefer people will be like, oh no, reefers are where it's at. Flatbed people will be where it's at. I know nothing about those, and I don't want to overstep my bounds and say that one's better than the other. I have no idea. The dry van works for me. But the problem with dry van loads, it's kind of like those ones I saw on Uber the other day. Yes, they pay a little bit more, but when you look at them, it's you're getting loaded today and unloaded tomorrow, or maybe it's 2 days, and so you kind of have to take that into account. It's like, yeah, I'm going to have the trailer tied up for, that's 2 days of hours of service, maybe 3. I think on those Uber ones, I think it was 3 days. But yeah, I mean, it's like, whereas like a power only move like this, as soon as I get it to this drop-off yard down here and disconnect from it, it's done. I mean, it's their trailer. I don't care what they put in it. I don't care how long they take to put what they're going to put in it. It's not my concern. My job is just the move. And so if you can find a little situation like this where you got like 2 little quick trips, they're paying decent for it, and you can make what you plan on making for that day, I would say go for it. Gotta be sure and keep that window rolled down. Lou has jumped to the other side and locked me out before. Luckily, I always keep that window cracked if I could talk. This was the gate I was talking about. This is where I thought I was at the wrong spot. I mean, this just seems kind of abandoned back here. I had to call up the broker. I'm like, are you sure this is it? And they're like, yeah. And it's like, well, how do I get in? They're like, just open the gate. I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna get this thing opened. That's where it stops at. You can see where I was nervous the first time. I'm like, I'm not gonna record. I'm probably gonna get arrested, but we're at the right spot. Let's go drop off this trailer. You can see the expectation here is they want these trailers to be pretty close together. So I'll show you where I left the last one. There it is, the one with the fruit on the side. That's the one we left here last time. We're gonna leave this other one right next to it. My little buddy's up in the passenger seat being like, Dad, I'm tired, I want to go home. I did one pull-up. I got it, it was straight. I would have been fine with that. I just saw how much room they're leaving on these ones that somebody other than me parked, and you can see how close they got them. And if that's the expectation, I mean, hey, there's a little bit of a gap here. I did that one. I'll stand by it. I could have got it closer, sure, but I think it's gonna work. And then this one, yeah, we're gonna have to go under. Let's go ahead and get under here. Last time I came here, this is the craziest video I think I've ever made. We're underneath the trailer. Oh, look at that. Okay, I messed up. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. All right, we'll pull it out and leave a little bit more room. I gotta show you this, because this is something I'm proud of. Couldn't spin the handle before. Made myself enough room to be able to do that on the first try. I mean, we've come a long way. Now can I get it out? Yes, there we go. All right, let's go pull the pin. This is the problem with parking these close and being Ooh. Made it out of there alive. Man. All right. Only thing left to do is take some proof of life pictures of these trailers I brought over. Keep the broker happy. Man, whew, it's hot. Lou's hot. Almost drove away with my camera outside. It's attached to the truck. I'm like, oh, I'll make a video of me taking some proof of life pictures of the delivery. I got ready to go. It's like, okay, I got the dog, got my phone. Where's my camera? And it's like, oh, it's attached to the mirror of the passenger side of this truck, right where I just put it. Just, I'm an idiot. I was looking at the Amazon thing just to see. I mean, I dropped that trailer off at San 5 2 hours ago. I'm doing a screen recording of this so you can see it. I'm gonna swipe down. It still thinks I'm heading up to Alpine, trying to pick up that trailer. If I were just doing Amazon today, would this have ruined my day? 100% yes, because with it tied up in that queue, nothing I could do. I can't start my next load. It would just start compounding. Not that I want to talk bad about Amazon, that's not my intention of doing this, but it's just like, kind of like how Amazon's been lately. Their rates have not been what they have been in the past. It's been hard to make money with them, and like I've always said, the juice has to be worth the squeeze. I only take loads where the juice is worth the squeeze. If you know these, oh, you're in this area, do this favor for us, we'll pay for your fuel to get back home. I don't do that. I do not do that at all. And it's like like I said, if I were just doing Amazon today, my day would be ruined right now, because how do you get to that next thing? ROC can't help me. It's been 2 hours. I submitted a trip completion thing, still nothing on it. And so they'll work it out, and when they do, great. I gotta close this little gate here. But yeah, the main move today was doing this for this other broker. In fact, right before I hit record on the camera, I sent them an email. I know I have to send them an invoice and send them everything, but I took a picture. Here, you can come out here while I do this. Flip this camera around. I sent them a little email saying, hey, just FYI, the load's done. I know I need to invoice you, everything like that. And they sent me a little email back just immediately saying, thank you so much. So it's just like, I kind of like getting that good, showing off that good work ethic. If they've been, I doubt that they were at a computer waiting to hear from me on this freaking hair. But in case they were, if they wanted to know it was done, I just wanted to show the diligence and just let them know that, like, hey, yeah, your load is done. Anyway, we're heading out of here. Lou's here somewhere. Yeah, he's back there breathing heavy on my unmade bed. Lou, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? Can you say hi, Lou? Or actually, it's time to say bye. You want to say bye? But we've been out, left the yard this morning at, let's say, like 11. It's 3 o'clock right now. If I can set this camera up, and we're done. Day's done. Made decent money today with that little ITR. Never want to seem like I'm flashing the money. I work hard to strategically pick these loads. It'd be a real boring video of me emailing and calling people, but there's been a lot of that. But this two little trailer moves down in Otay, and what the ITR paid, we're coming in just over $1,000 today. So excited about that. $1,000 in about 4 hours. And my favorite part of the day is I get to go home and see what the family's gonna do for dinner, and go, if they wanna go out to dinner, we can go to dinner. I'm there for it. So as always, appreciate you for watching. Thanks for taking the trip with me. Take care.